take the flavors of the cupcakes and they actually like translate it into the ice cream and then put chunks of cupcake in it, and it's insane. Yeah.
So Kyle, when you go out to a restaurant, you and your girlfriend are there holding hands, having a glass of wine or a beer, and the table next to you is just getting loud. I mean, just overbearing. What do you do? Do you say something to the manager, or do you just get up and leave, or would you go directly to the table and say, "Hey, my girlfriend and I are having our anniversary. I'm glad you're having a good time, but can you tone it down a little?" What would you do?
No, we're totally eavesdroppers, so
Yeah.
we'd be way into what they were saying and what's going on.
Right? Okay.
So we'd kind of enjoy it probably a little bit.
Okay, well, these girls were the woohoo girls every single time. Woohoo! It's like we were right next to them, and it just each and every girl, every time they told what they thought was a funny story, woohoo! Okay, woohoo. So Sprinkles has a line. We're going to add it to our list. Kyle, first time caller, huh? Out. Why? Hey, we got a new sponsor.
No way.
On the show tonight.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we got a new sponsor. You know what's happening in healthcare right now? You don't know what's happening in healthcare?
Healthcare?
Do you have healthcare?
I do.
Do you?
I have the VA. They do experiments.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, yeah. Are you prepared for Obama's new healthcare law? Are you? Are you listening to this? This is important.
Okay.
All right. Actually, this is a pretty good commercial for this type of radio station that we're on.
Right.
You know? I think you know what I mean. Are you prepared for Obama's new health care law? Did you know that at the start of the year, 2014, it is mandatory for you, my loyal Dining with Dills listeners, to have health care insurance. Indeed. If you don't have coverage, you may have to pay a penalty. Don't do that. Don't wait any longer. Call my friends at Salud California to find out if you qualify, and here's a hint, I think you do, if you qualify for one of the free or low-cost plans offered by this Obamacare program. Inform yourself and protect yourself and your family. Call Salud California. They are here to help. Are you ready? This is why you got to have a pen. Now, this is a commercial. I will admit it, but it's the real deal. If you own a restaurant, you're not required. If you have under 50 employees, you're not required to have health care or pay for health care. But it might be a good idea if you want to keep your employees to give my friends at Salud California a phone call. And here's their number. And I know radio advertising, you've got to hear this thing 5 or 6 times before you act. But everybody out there that's listening to this, it does, and I am talking to you people that work at restaurants or are self-employed. You're going to have it.
Absolutely.
1-877-268-0897. 1-877-268-0897. 1-877-268-0897. If you own a restaurant and you want more information, you should give them a call because, again, you're probably not required to give your employees insurance, but hey, be a good dude or a good dudette and pass along the information to your employees.
Do they have a website?
That is a good question. I bet they do. I'll find out during the break.
By the way, salud, doesn't that mean cheers?
Cheers,
California.
Cheers, California. 1-877-268-0897. It's Peter Dills. It's Dining with Dills, Talk Radio 790 KBC. When we come back from our first break, we're going to get raw.
Clean Radio. Sunday evenings at 6 on Talk Radio 790.
It's Peter Dills. It's Dining with Dills, Talk Radio 790 KABC, your talk station. Dining here in the studio. We've got our first guest, Ron Russell. He is the owner and chef of the Sun Cafe. Now, what makes the Sun Cafe a little different? How did they make the cut to be here joining us on Sunday afternoon in studio? Because we like to have our restaurants in studio, don't we, Mr. Program Director?
All the time.
Yep. So Ron Russell, owner and chef of the Sun Cafe, it's a raw restaurant. And so I don't know. I have a paperback book about raw food, but I don't know what it is I'm reading. Ron, welcome into the show.
Thank you so much, Peter. It's a real pleasure to meet with you.
What is raw food?
Good question. We get that a lot. Raw food is food that is not heated above 118 degrees.
Ooh, see, I did
It's a
not know
magic
that.
number.
Okay, so if I have carrots that have been warmed at 115,
You're good.
I'm good.
And so what happens at over 118 degrees is that you kill the enzymes in the food. And the enzymes help your digestive system.
And that's my problem, I guess, because I've told you during the break about my milk protein problem.
Yes. That's a very common allergy, very common.
For adults?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people have it or an intolerance to milk and they don't even realize it. Common things can be stomach irritation or sometimes headaches, that kind of thing.
Hives, little bumps.
Right.
No headaches, just hives.
Similar to wheat gluten.
Okay.
A lot of people have that and it's similar symptoms.
And you don't have any problems because you're raw.
I am mostly raw.
Oh, mostly raw.
I'm about 80% raw.
Okay.
But I am vegan and I've been mostly vegan for 37 years.
What is vegan? What is a vegetarian?
Vegetarian can mean lots of things.
Okay.
It can mean that you eat everything, you don't eat animal products except for milk, or it can be you don't eat animal products except for milk and eggs. Some people consider fish like okay.
Okay.
But vegan means
sounds like they're making their own rules.
they are making their own rules. They are on the wild side. But with vegan, it's very clear. You don't eat any animal products. Anything that comes from an animal, you're not going to eat.
38 years being a vegan.
I wasn't a strict vegan until about 12 years ago,
Okay.
but I only ate some milk products.
12 years being a strict vegan. How do you do it, man? I get these Joneses for, okay, I'm going to stay away from steaks, and then 3 days later, there I am.
Well, the key is to have a really exciting diet.
Okay.
And you can do
like
it
that.
as a vegan, when we started Sun Cafe Organic, our goal was that nobody goes away feeling deprived for eating healthy.
They better not.
And so you try and you find amazingly rich flavors. And I'm total foodie. I love to go try new stuff.
Would you like some of this? What am I eating right now? 'Cause
That is a gluten-free mac and cheese.
it's very good.
And we make all our own cheeses at the restaurant, and they're not true cheeses. They are nut and seed cheeses.
Okay, because I have to avoid the cow cheese. I can do goat cheese and I can do sheep cheese.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but I cannot do because it's the milk protein.
Right.
So at least that's what I've taught myself.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. And also the other kinds that you mentioned, the goat cheese and so on, usually have less of the hormones and
Okay.
the other things that could be part of why you're having an allergy reaction to the cheese.
I've got a whole list of questions for you, Ron, but we are in Hollywood. We are in La La Land. Oh, by the way, we're talking to Ron Russell. He's the owner and chef at the Sun Cafe, and I'm Peter Dills, and it's Dining with Dills. We're here,
Right off the stuff.
and we're here every Sunday night from 5 to 6 p.m. talking about fun stuff like raw food. Some people that we would know, celebrities or dignitaries or VIPs that are strictly raw, or you got people that just come into your restaurant because they enjoy the food? I'd say all of the above.
It is an interesting mix. I mean, we have actually done studies and found that more than half our customers are confirmed meat eaters. They just love the taste.
Right.
Or they want, something a little lighter during the week. They don't want to eat meat every meal, that kind of thing. And that's
Right.
much more popular now.
And I'm having the mint. This has to be the
Mint shamrock shake.
mint shamrock shake.
Right.
A little better than McDonald's.
And it's got spinach in it, believe it or not. And the creamy base is cashews.
I
And
love
then,
cashews.
and then we have either, as the sweetener, either dates or agave for those, depending on which sweetener they prefer.
It works. It really works.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
Is that a kale shake?
well, I got it right here.
Oh my God.
Is this the kale shake I'm about
That
ready
is the
to
kale
partake
shake.
in?
Is there
Okay.
banana in that?
There is good taste buds over there, Albert.
Good. That's good too. This is really good. This is good stuff.
We work on it.
I absolutely love what you're doing.
Some of the celebrities, we
Yeah,
definitely.
let's get to the,
Well,
the
I
names,
mean,
because we're name droppers right here.
Oh, good. Well, I'll drop some then. We're right across from Universal Studios. We're 2 miles from CBS and NBC and Disney and so on. One of our new customers is Anne Hathaway. We've seen her quite a bit lately.
Okay. Hi, Ann.
Anthony Hopkins was hilarious because one of our regulars brought him in, and they took the big back table, which seats 8, just for the two of them, and they kind of ordered one of everything.
Great.
And they tried everything, and then Anthony came back the next 3 days in a row
By himself or with his
by himself.
His
So
entourage?
he had found what he liked and came back for those. So that was kind of fun. One of my favorite
do
things
like this.
to say is that what do these 3 women, other than being an actress, have in common? Mila Kunis,
Oh, that sounds like a.
Stop it.
Megan Fox,
Stop it.
and Olivia Wilde.
Don't tell me they come to the Sun Cafe.
Well, one of the things they have in common is they all have been named the most beautiful woman in the world on some survey. And the other thing is they are regulars at Sun Cafe.
I'm gonna
It's
live
good
there.
stuff. No, it's really good. It's Sun Cafe. Now, I've been doing the show for a few years now, and we know that the restaurant business is tough, and there's an investment on your
course.
behalf. What was it that you decided that, hey, I want to open a restaurant? Were you in another city, in another state, and you went someplace and said, hey, I like this. I think I can duplicate this. Oh, he's smiling. I think I caught on to something here. I didn't know
Well-
it. I'm not reading the notes.
Well, I'm a native
Be honest.
Californian.
Okay.
I was born in Glendale, and I'm actually 4th generation Californian. And when you say what prompted me to open a restaurant, especially when I did it, 2009, which was probably the worst year for restaurants, I have to say insanity was the first reason.
It worked out.
And the second reason was, I love food, and I love to bring healthy food to people that tastes great. So that was the real reason. By the way, I want to make it clear that I am certainly not the only chef there. We have very much built our menu from a variety of chefs, and I think that's one of our strengths is everybody has their own certain abilities, and I think that's versatility of having multiple chefs really makes an interesting menu.
We've been doing this show, and we've got just a ton of restaurants that come through the doors here. And a lot of times they'll bring wine or champagne, or if it's we had Gene Simmons, and they brought Gene Simmons from Kiss. They brought beer with us, and I am totally digging on these shakes.
Nice.
They are good. They are really good, and I'm like, I live in Pasadena, so
Right.
that's 15 minutes away from where you are.
Sure.
I might drive out to get one of these things.
A funny
'Cause this
story
is
about a kale
good.
shake. We had a gentleman who was a composer for TV who came in, ready for this, 52 days in a row for the kale shake.
Yeah,
Now that's
yeah.
commitment.
That is commitment, and we're committed to taking a break right now. It's Peter Dills. It's Dining with Dills, Talk Radio, 790 KABC. Do not touch that dial. Starbucks, of course. We're talking to Ron Russell, owner and chef at the Sun Cafe. Hey, Ron, what when you come in, we were talking about the shakes here. Is there something like you know my milk protein problem? Okay, you've solved it, but what about somebody? A lot of people are allergic to peanuts.
Right. We only have one item in the restaurant that has peanuts. Everything else is seeds and nuts. And usually the people that have, let's say, a nut allergy can eat seeds. So we have things that are with seeds and they're okay, or vice versa. They can't eat seeds, but they can eat nuts.
Peter, have you tried the dessert?
No.
Oh, man. I dug
Well,
in.
actually, he saved that for me, and now it's half done.
Yeah, I ate half.
So-
It's so good.
Well, okay, you're not paid to do the show anyway, so I'll let you go. So now I'm having a lettuce, a lettuce taco.
A lettuce leaf taco,
Lettuce
yes.
leaf taco.
We make all our own cheeses, as I said, and we have cashew cheese on there, and then a chorizo that we make out of Brazil nuts and sun-dried tomatoes, and a lot of spices.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. What's interesting, compared to a typical kitchen, we have pretty much as many prep cooks as we have line cooks. And even though we only seat 40 seats at the moment, we usually have 5 cooks on at one time. So there's a lot of labor that goes into it.
Is there a long line to wait?
Good question.
Depends on the day, but sometimes we do. We have kind of outgrown our space. Like I said, only 40 seats, and we have just finished negotiating for a restaurant nearby. We haven't signed yet. So, but
hush, hush.
But it's only a block away, so it's right in the same neighborhood.
Right. So, we're talking to Ron Russell, owner and chef, and one of the chefs. Thank you. You probably washed some dishes too. You son of
Trust
a
me,
gun,
that
you.
first year, I did everything,
Yeah.
along with my partner, Rebecca Smith. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It was, the usual story. You start at 6 a.m., you go till 11 at night, and you collapse and start it all over the next day.
Right. Something that I find hot in the news is organic versus. Let me continue on. Organic versus non-organic. What fruits and vegetables, off the top of your head, don't have to give us a list, but things that you could just tell our listeners, things that, if you're an organic person and you're going to spend a little bit more, these are items that you definitely should consider buying organic. And then some items that, the Whole Foods of the world and Bristol Farms that make a big deal out of certain things that if you're on a budget, you don't really need to.
Great question. I do get that a lot, actually. Because organic is substantially more, at least 50% more. The things I would definitely get organic are greens, spinach, kale, chard, whatever is green, because you're going to eat the actual thing that got sprayed with the pesticide.
And the fertilizer.
Right, and it's close to the fertilizer and all that. So anything that you're going to eat the whole item, you're going to eat the whole skin or whatever, I would try to eat organic.
What about lettuce?
Lettuce, I would definitely get organic. And also
Really?
things that they spray a lot. For instance, we've all heard that strawberries are highly sprayed. So I would definitely, and you can't wash it off. I mean, it's a very
Right,
porous
yeah.
fruit. You're not going to get it all off. So I would
Okay.
get organic of those things. Things I wouldn't worry as much about, certainly like bananas, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to use the skin. You're not going to get the pesticide. It's on the outside. You're going to be pretty safe. Even things that have like cucumber, most people, partially cut their
I
cucumber.
love cucumbers and pickles.
Yeah.
What about hanging fruit? Berries.
Berries I would get organic as well because, again, they're porous. Whatever gets sprayed is going to pretty much soak into them. Whereas, let's say for an apple, I
Right.
would be less concerned about an apple because it's got a fairly thick skin. You may eat it, but you could really wash it. I mean, you can scrub
Right.
an apple, with a brush.
An
if you have
orange,
to.
a navel
An
orange.
orange, the same thing. You're going to not eat the
Right.
the peel. So yeah, that's fine.
What about beer?
Okay, a beer. I have a friend, Troy. His dad's probably listening right now. Troy at the gym stopped drinking beer because of the gluten thing.
Yes.
And now I don't know what he's drinking, to be
They have
honest with you.
several gluten-free beers out there.
Do
now.
they?
Yeah.
How? I mean, Well, some beer is made from rice.
Yeah, which is gluten-free.
Pabst is made from rice. So
Maybe you should get into the gluten-free alcohol biz, right?
we are. Well, Ron and I were talking during the break. We're starting our own business.
We've got a brewery starting up.
Yeah. Gluten-free beer and and all of the above.
You'd call it Glear. Glear.
Well, we got a whole bunch of other questions that I haven't even got to, but I just want to remind our listeners, you're listening to Talk Radio 790 KBC. I'm Peter Dills. We're here every Sunday afternoon. God, you know what's fun is, Mr. Program Director, usually we're touting every week some event that we're going to be at. We don't have any events. We've done all the Vaughn's beer tastings with Heineken.
I survived Taste of Arcadia.
You survived Taste of Arcadia. I mean, we don't have anything coming up unless there's a chili cook-off out there that I don't know about.
Maybe we should throw a chili cook-off now.
I know we've been talking about that. I bet Ron could make a pretty good chili.
I can make a raw chili,
Mm-hmm.
which is really bizarre, but yeah, you can do all sorts of things. And someone told me that the Malibu chili cook-off a
Right.
couple of years ago, there
yeah.
was a vegan chili that won the event.
Whoa!
Amazing.
That's
yeah.
awesome. So let's talk about the awards that Ron's a modest guy, I should say. The restaurant that Ron is partners with has won Best Raw Restaurant in Los Angeles, number 3 restaurant in the world.
A raw
According
restaurant
to-
in the world.
No
according
way.
to Best of Raw. And no, that's not a skin site there, Mr. Program Director.
I don't want to tell you about the skin tight exactly.
Foursquare, number 1 rated restaurant of any kind
In Studio City.
in Studio City. This is good stuff. I believe it. Sun Cafe Organic, March of 2013. Best smoothie
Yep.
in LA, Sun Cafe, the kale shake, which we had.
Right.
That's according to Serious Eats. So award winning.
Right. And one of my favorite was Open Table, which is, probably the major
Sure.
reservation service for restaurants, named us one of the 10 best restaurants for lunch in Los Angeles.
Okay. And well, we're running out of time, but I want to run by this stuff with you before we let you go. 100 plus million gallons of water.
The relationship to our restaurant, I did a comparison of our restaurant to a mainstream restaurant that's serving
Okay.
animal products. And because of the amount of water used in producing animal products, for instance, it takes 5,000 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef. I compared
Crazy.
to vegetables, and that's how much water our little restaurant saved in a year, 100 million gallons of water compared to the typical restaurant our size.
17,000 animals.
I took the USDA and FDA numbers of how much animal consumption the average person did, multiplied it all out, and figured out that that's how many animals we saved by being a vegan restaurant.
Here's a good one. 220,000 pounds of CO2 gases.
Yeah,
And that makes sense from the cattle. I know, Mr. Program Director, I know you don't know what this means, but I get it. So CO2
manure,
gases.
is a
Yeah.
highly greenhouse toxic gas. Yeah.
It's also a fun word to say, manure.
280 pounds of pesticides.
Right, that's how much we saved over buying all organic. All our produce is organic at the restaurant.
Ron, it's been a delight to have you on the show. We hope you come back with some food again. I promise you're going to see me. If I don't sit down in the restaurant, at least I'm going to get one of these shakes to go. Give us your address, the website,
Sure.
and information and background on
You
your
can see the
spot.
menu and such at suncafe.com. Our address is 3711 Cahuenga Boulevard West in Studio City. We're right off the 101 freeway. I mean, literally half a block. And we're at Lankershim and Cahuenga, right where it turns into Ventura Boulevard.
It's not Cahuenga.
Cahuenga. So check it out. Hey, try something different out there. Check it out. Check out the Sun Cafe, Ron.
Just for the taste.
Just for the taste.
I'm actually full too.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I thought eating all this raw stuff, I'd just be more hungry. You know?
I got energy. I feel like going outside and running another 6 miles.
Nice. That's what we like.
All right, Ron, thanks a lot for coming by. It's Peter Dills. It's Dining with Dills. We got to take one more break, but when we come back, I've got Sean waiting on the line, and he wants to tell us about a Chinese restaurant in East Pasadena.
Clean Radio.
Sunday evenings at 6.
Burglar. Burglars prefer to break in when they think no one is home, and no one will stop them. Don't be an easy target for intruders. Protect your home with a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Call now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Call right now and you'll also get 6 free sensors. That's 6 points of protection for free. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-888-987-3232. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. Call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-888-987-3232. $99 installation charge, 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 per month. Total package includes 6 door window sensors. Labor charges may apply. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now, 1-888-987-3232.
The Cure for the Common Commute, 790 KABC.
Other games left, and if you're not a USC fan, UCLA fan, they got tailgating at the Rose Bowl too. Smart and Final, compare and save. Smart and Final, the best values in town. Fresh, I always use that word fresh when I'm talking about Smart and Final. First Street, ground beef, 73% lean, $1.99 per pound. Sweet cantaloupes, yep, they're still in season, 3 pounds for 99 cents. Wow, that seems pretty good. Three pounds for 99 cents. What else do we got there at Smart and Final? We're going to get to that. Sweet seedless red grapes, $1.49, California grown. We like that. First Street chicken leg corners, value pack, $7.99. And what else are you looking for? Beer. Corona, Heineken, Modelo, Fat Tire, Blue Moon, 12-ounce bottles, $12.99 plus CRV. Smart and Final, your official tailgate headquarters. So we are a review show from time to time, and we like people calling in and telling us about their experiences during the week. We have Sean from Pasadena. Sean, welcome to Dining with Dills.
Hey, Peter, how are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Great. Hey, listen, I just want to say I like your show a lot. It's great
Thank you.
hearing you, especially when Mike lets you talk.
Mike's not here. That's why I get to talk a little bit more.
That's why I'm hearing more.
Oh, I remember you now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's all
Thank
right.
you. That's all right.
Anyway, I do like the show. Hey, listen,
Thank you.
2 quick questions, both kind of related.
Okay.
So I went to this restaurant the other night with about 8 people, and there was a person in this restaurant who was so obnoxiously loud.
We were just talking about
talking
that.
about that?
Yeah, what to do.
Interesting.
What to do with people, and I just said, hey, it's not up to us. It's up to the manager to go over to the table and say, hey, look, glad you're having a good time, but you're costing me money here.
All right. Well, I'm glad you took care of that issue because we actually walked out and then went down the road. We were headed to Panda, but we found a Chinese restaurant that I'd never really been to before or even seen it, and it was called Fushang.
Oh, Fushang,
Phenomenal.
lucky,
Amazing.
Lucky Star, Lucky Moon, I think. Lucky Moon, yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if you've been there before, but that place is great, and it's worth a try. I mean, highly recommend it. I was blown away by how good it was.
Well, you mentioned
And
that
the lady.
you mentioned that you were thinking about going to Panda, and you went to Fushang.
Went to Fushang only because it was closer.
Yeah.
We hadn't tried it, so we stopped in. Someone in the group said, "Hey, this place is good." We
Right.
went in, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
The owner was there. She was fantastic. Took care of us. It was great.
Yeah. No, I have been to Fushang a few times. My dad put it on TV years and years ago. What they're famous for, 2 things they're famous for, Sean, is that they're famous for their monkey balls.
Monkey balls.
Monkey balls.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they are not monkey balls. They're just the name of the item. They're monkey balls, and they also are famous for their lobster, full fresh lobsters. And again, it's been a couple years since I've been there, but I know the owner. I know of the owner, and I think they just raised the price like $2 or $3 a pound, so you can actually get a full 2-pound lobster, which is fine, which is good size for $25-26 a full dinner. So yeah, I like going to Panda Inn. I certainly do, but that's more corporate, which is fine. But this Fushang place is a winner, and it's in East Pasadena.
East Pasadena. It's on Colorado.
Yeah.
It's by a big lumber company.
Right.
But it's worth a shot, so you should try it.
Okay.
I guess you have. But
Yeah.
anyway, go back and visit them again.
Fushang. Sean, thanks for the call. That was painless, right? I think a lot of people are nervous to call the show, but you did a great job. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you, Peter. And
Okay.
hope to see you guys next week. Take care.
All right. Well, we'll be here next week. Won't we? Won't we?
Still out on that one.
Oh, I hope so. We're here from 5 to 6 every Sunday night on Dining with Dills. Hey, I want to go back to this Obamacare thing, and I won't do this every week because they're a new sponsor on the show, and it is restaurant related, and it's just we're all going to have your employees are going to have medical coverage with this Obamacare
Right.
thing, and I've got a new sponsor. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it or hide the fact that they're a new sponsor on the show, and they knew that we have a lot of restaurateurs that come in and or listen to the show. But so this Obamacare is happening, and we have teamed up with this Salud California. And if you have any questions about healthcare or who, probably more important if you're a restaurant owner, you want to know who's paying for it, right, Ron?
Absolutely, and I have studied it, and it is very confusing.
It's very complicated.
And you need an expert to help you.
You do, and I've talked to many owners of restaurateurs, and I have said, hey, if my friends at Salud California give us a call, they say, we're not sure what's happening. My understanding again is, and I'm going to give you the phone number, 1-877-268-0897 if you own a restaurant. I don't I'm not 100% sure. All I know is what I see on television is that each of us that are, well, I'm in the union, so I've got my I've got my health care. But for those of you who don't, and then there's some tax implications or a fine if you don't do it. I don't know. I'm confused. It's a whole thing. It's just a whole thing, and I'm going to leave it at that because otherwise people are going to say, Peter, stop talking about it. Get back to the restaurants.
But get help. Because it's very confusing.
It is. It is very confusing, and you got to get it now. Oh, man. Excuse me. So we don't know who we have next week because a program director has thrown Patty under the bus and says it's a Patty guest next week, and I don't remember.
That date. She's like, I want that date, and I was like, all right, we can.
All right.
She's like, it's my day. I'm like, all right.
Oh, okay. Well.
The queen of the OC.
Oh, the queen of the OC.
Fine, queen.
Queen of the OC. So we didn't have a chance to do any gift card giveaways tonight, but next week we will we'll be back in the saddle. I was just really fascinated with our guest tonight, and Raw. I mean, Albert. I said his name. The program director helps me out getting these guests, and he said, "Hey, I got this." Raw. No, I was like, sorry, you're right here. I was like, really? Okay, if you think so. And he goes, no. But listen to me. After the kale and the
mint shamrock.
The mint shamrock, man, I'm ready to rock and roll.
It's like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. If I had the champagne like we usually do, I'd be like, what time is it? Are we ready to go home? Ooh. Yeah. Where are we going to go eat afterwards? Is there beer there? No, but honestly, good guest tonight. That was very good food and educational, and it is raw and vegan and vegetarian and organic and non-organic. Are there any terms I'm missing?
Go eat a burger.
Eat a burger. Okay. Oh, speaking of eating burgers. This would have been a good trivia question, but I'll ask everybody in the studio because we are running out of time. And we will be back next Sunday at 5. And I am on tonight at 7 o'clock. For those of you who have Charter 101, we go down to Tustin tonight at 7 o'clock. For those of you in the OC, we're in Tustin. Actually, our guest last week, and they've got a guy that does a tribute to his name is Henry Prego. He does a tribute to Frank Sinatra, and there's another guy that does Dean Martin, but he's an impersonator. What's the difference between an impersonator and a guy that does a tribute? Well, one guy does the tribute, and the other guy actually looks like Dean Martin. So if you don't, bada boom. If you don't have Charter 101 tonight at 7, you can go on to YouTube, type in Peter Dills, and there's a 5-minute video that we did. And we're actually submitting it to PBS, so hopefully they'll pick it up too. If you just tuned into the show, I wanted to talk about the racetrack.
Too late.
Shoot, next week, okay? Everybody remind me about the racetrack next week. Racetrack, Jay the Bugler, Noisy Neighbors, Sprinkle, Salute California, Raw Food, Sun Cafe with Ron, Vegan, Vegetarian, Those Name Droppers, Organic, Glear.
Our new beer.
Our new beer, Glear. Fuxing, Monkey Balls. If there's something that I'm forgetting, just go on to peterdills.com, and then just hit Contact Peter, send me an email, and we can talk about what we missed. Coming up right now is my friends from Clean Radio. So stick around. Don't touch that dial. 790 KABC.
LA's first.
Radio 790 KABC.
KABC HD, Los Angeles. A Cumulus station.
From ABC News, I'm Richard Cantu. A shutdown of the federal government appears certain. The Republican-controlled House passed